All right, so sitting next to me today is a 2022 F-150 Tremor, and today I'm going to be going over all of the off-road features, some of the exterior stuff, and the interior, and the differences between this and the last one I did is that this is completely base MSRP from Ford, $51,500 or thereabout. So yeah, I'm going to start with the off-road features and walk you through everything Ford has done to make this a more off-road capable version of the F-150. All right, now as for the rims and tires of the F-150 Tremor, this one has 18-inch rims in this dark matte finish right here, and as for the tires, these are 275/70 R18 all-terrain tires, which should be plenty to get you onto some trails without having any issues whatsoever. All right, now the F-150 Tremor has off-road shocks that are tuned for softer damping at lower speeds with additional damping and control for more severe off-road events. The F-150 Tremor also has skid plates installed mainly under the gas tank, over the transfer case, and over the front differential. Now, as for the front suspension setup and other components up front, this has an independent front suspension setup. It also has unique Tremor knuckles and control arms. As for technology that might come in handy when you are off-roading, the Tremor standard comes with hill descent control. It also standard comes with four-wheel drive on-the-fly shifting, which means you can switch to different four-wheel drive modes based on the conditions that you're in. All right, now as for the engine that powers the F-150 Tremor, this is the 3.5-liter twin-turbo V6 mix, 400 horsepower and 500 pound-feet of torque, and it is mated to a 10-speed automatic transmission. This is the standard engine you get with the Tremor, and you also get four-wheel drive as standard as well, which you should for an off-road focused vehicle. This also has 3.37 gears and an electronic locking rear axle. Now moving on to the exterior of the F-150 Tremor, this is finished in antimatter blue, which looks black in dark scenes, and when you shine some light on it, gives off a nice blue hue. You also have some orange little accents on the grille and for the hooks down here, which I think, you know, differentiate the Tremor from other F-150s out there. You also have these hood vents right here, which don't seem to be very functional, and also a Tremor badge right here in orange as well. You also have this nice sturdy feeling running board right here, which shouldn't break, or at least it won't feel like it'll break. Now, for the ground clearance for the Tremor, gives you 9.4 inches of ground clearance, and it is 1 inch wider for the track width, which is due to these larger tires right here. You also have your Tremor badge right here on the side, just like if you were to have an FX4 badge as well. Now, moving on to the back, you do have this unique style exhaust back here. It kind of looks like the exhaust that's on the new Raptor as well, but regular F-150s won't look like that. More hooks right here just in case you get into a sticky situation and you either need to pull someone out or you need to be pulled out yourself. Trailer power connection right here. This Tremor will pull 10,900 pounds, which is a decent amount, but the 3.5 liter, its full capability is around 14,000 pounds for an F-150. So as for the bed, this one doesn't have the step or anything. You have some spots right here for vice grips if you want to put those right there. 5.5 foot bed, plenty of space to store a bunch of things, though I'd put a bed liner in because I'm sure you'll scratch up this paint pretty quickly. Now, sadly, this doesn't have any of the LED lighting. This is all halogen lighting right here. You can even see the bulbs sitting in there, and it's the same with up front. You do not get any LEDs on the base Tremor, which is kind of sad, but if you go up some options, you can get LED headlights and taillights. You get cloth seats. I don't know if I'm a fan of that for paying $51,000, especially because the Lariat starts at $47,000, but you are getting a lot of off-road features on this, so I guess it kind of makes up for it, other than the fact that you literally have the base digital gauge cluster screen and the base infotainment screen, at least giving you the larger screen right here and the 12-inch, but that's whatever. Steering wheel is finished in vinyl, and you don't have many soft touch materials in here, like up on the dash, it's hard plastic, and on the door, it's hard plastic, though you do get nice armrests right here to set your arm on when you are driving. Front windows are automatic and the rear ones are manual, so you will have to hold those down. Now down here you have your drive mode selector, your rear locking differential, and your transfer case modes, 2-wheel high, 4-wheel high, and 4-wheel low. As for the drive modes, you get sport, tow and haul, normal, slippery and wet, mud and ruts, and rock crawl. Now you have plenty of space to store cups in the F-150, couple cup holders in the door spaces that you can use as cup holders, two right here, and more in the back. Now, as for connectivity, in the F-150 Tremor, you have a USB-C here and a USB-A here, USB-C, USB-A, and a 12-volt socket right there. Now, the F-150 Tremor Base does not come with dual zone climate control. You do get single zone, and like I said, this 8-inch touchscreen right here running Sync 4. You have other controls up here like your auto stop start, cameras, hill descent control, and traction control. And with the F-150 Tremor, you get 6 auxiliary switches for any auxiliary devices you want to put on the outside of the vehicle. So like I said, even though this is $51,000 and it may not seem like you're getting a lot of features, instead of giving you a lot of comfort features, they've given you a lot of off-road features. So it's nice to see stuff like this and a lot of the suspension upgrades they've given you on the outside. Now, as for storage in here, you have plenty. Of course, you have this large center console right here, and you have a little tray just in case you want to be a little more organized. Upper glove box right here, lower glove box right here. Though for the 2022s, if you didn't know, took the glove box lights out. Yeah, it's 15 cents. You thought you would have been able to leave it in. I mean, I guess you can blame it on the chip shortage, but I wouldn't go that far. Column shifter right here. If you go higher in the Tremor and equip some more packages on it, you can get the little thing that folds down, the gear selector that folds down, that little thing Ford's got going. That's a gimmick. That's more useful if you have the little workspace that can fold out and that you can work on with a laptop or something like that. But column shifter is not bad, and you also have your manually shifting buttons right here that you can use. You do not get paddles, but you do get these buttons. All right, now as for the seats up here, you do get this nice little design on it with the contrasted orange stitching, and that's the same across the center console right here. You also have some more orange accents like around the air vents on that side over there, but you do get a little cool design on the upper part of the backrest on the seat, which is interesting. It kind of makes up for it being cloth, but they still are pretty comfortable. Not much bolstering or anything like that, so you'll be getting shaken around when you're going off-road. But yeah, the seats are okay. Nothing to write home about, but they're not terrible. We can move on to the back. All right, now as for the back seats, you have plenty of room back here to stretch out. As you can see, tons of leg room and a good amount of headroom. You're not gonna be sitting straight up anyways. No one ever does. And you know, trucks usually, because of the way they're designed, you'll be sitting at like a 90-degree angle sometimes. These seats back in the F-150 are pretty comfortable. As for connectivity, you have a 12-volt socket right here and a USB-A and USB Type-C, so no one will be fighting over charging their phone. Nice sized back door pockets, good door bin space, cup holder right here, and another space for a cup right there. Like I said, this thing is loaded with cup holders. Now, if you want more space back here to store some stuff, you can already see that that part of the seat is up, but you can pull this little strap over here and lift this part up too, and then you have plenty of room to store anything you want in the back of the F-150. Like if you went camping, you could probably sleep in here pretty comfortably. I mean, the floor is not the softest, but you know, plenty of room. All right, now not a lot of people talk about the 8-inch version of Sync 4 right here, but it still does have some pretty good features. So you can see it has a pretty responsive navigation system right here that looks really good. It's not super detailed, but as basic as it is, it's not bad. Audio, of course, right here, phone, apps. You have wireless Apple CarPlay and wireless Android Auto that you can use. And under features, you can see your driver assistant stuff where you can edit some of these settings right here, like auto, hold lane, keep assist, and some driver alert settings. And for your owner's manual, just in case you're interested in reading anything about the F-150 Tremor, you can look through this right here, though it might take a second to load. Oh, there it goes. And right here, you have all your tow features right here. So yeah, even though it's not the full 12-inch version, it still offers some pretty good features inside of it. And that is the F-150 Tremor from 2022 in its most base form ever. Like I said, from Ford, if you go on the website and spec it, it's around $51,500, which I don't know. You're giving up a lot of interior features, but you're also getting back a lot of off-road features. So it's kind of a trade-off. It's like the Lariat version, but instead of having like the heated and cooled seats and leather seats and digital gauge cluster, you get a bunch of off-road stuff instead. But if you are interested in off-roading, this isn't a terrible thing. I would order one instead of buying one from a dealer to avoid markups. But if you're really in desperate need for one, you know, go to a dealer. Maybe the markups won't be so bad and it'll be worth the price instead of waiting a year to get one. So that's completely up to you. But overall, I do like the truck. I would just get it spec'd up tiny bit more. But anyways, if you did like the video, make sure you hit that like button down below. And if you want to see more from us, make sure you subscribe. And I will see you all in the next video.